In the 19th century, there was a famous American Protestant bishop by the name of Phillips Brooks. As Bishop Brooks lay dying, he gave orders that no one should be allowed to visit him, not even his closest family or friends. He wanted these moments alone. But then one friend of his, the famous agnostic Robert Ingersoll, came by to visit. He did not believe in God and preached against God, yet he was good friends with the bishop. When it was reported to the dying bishop that his godless friend wanted to come in, he received him with open arms. Robert was taken aback and asked the bishop, "Why is it that you wouldn't allow even your closest family or friends to see you, yet you receive me so warmly?" The bishop said, "There will be plenty of time for me to see my family and friends in the next life, but this might be my last opportunity to see you." The pain of dying is the pain of separation. I have seen a lot of people die, and I have seen a lot of people facing their last days. The one thing that often pains them the most is the thought of not seeing their family and friends anymore. We don't like being separated from those we love. It's the same for those left behind. The great pain of losing someone is not our worry that they are not in a better place. We know they are. It is the pain of separation, not seeing them anymore. We like to be with other people, and we seek out the company of others. While it may be true that there are some people we try to avoid, in general, there are many more whose company we enjoy. When we have to say goodbye to them, when they die or when we die, it is the separation that hurts. What a tremendous consolation is that beautiful truth we celebrate today, the communion of saints. What does that mean? We say it in the Creed all the time. The communion of saints, the forgiveness of sins, the resurrection of the body, and life everlasting. Amen. Often, perhaps, we don't think about what those words mean. The meaning of such a communion was brought home to me, believe it or not, by the internet. Now, I was dragged kicking and screaming into the 21st century. It took me a long time even to consent to using email. However, I discovered something amazing there. I have dear friends all over the world. In the old days, saying goodbye to people on the other side of the planet was realistically the end of the connection. I would remember them and they would remember me, but communication from one side of the planet to the other was a long, complicated, expensive, and uncertain affair. When I started using email, it was a tremendous revelation to me that those people, no matter how many thousands of miles away, are as close to me as you are now. In a split second, I can share my thoughts with them, and in another split second, receive theirs back. That great barrier of space no longer means anything. The miles no longer keep us from communicating our love to one another. It was then that it was driven home to me what the communion of saints really means. Time and space mean nothing. It doesn't matter if you are in Europe, in Africa, or in heaven. We're all connected. And not just by the net. We are connected by something far more powerful. Not only is the barrier of space rendered meaningless, but also time. Even those people who lived long before I was born are connected with me. Time and space mean nothing. There is only one power in heaven and on earth, and that is love. The Christ came in order to show us that one great truth. There is nothing else but love, and nothing else has any power over love, not even death. Those ties, those bonds of love which unite us together here on this earth are not unraveled with death, but in a certain sense are only strengthened with death. The older I become, the more I realize that I now have more friends on the other side of the grave than I do on this side. I guess that's a direct result of getting older, and that's okay, because we are still united. We are still together. Many people criticize us for our belief in the great ties between this world and the next, our belief in this communion of saints. But to me, it is one of the most beautiful truths. Call me crazy, but I talk to those people on the other side all the time. Every day I speak to my grandparents, who I know are still there for me. It is as though we were all still together back in St. Louis, like when I was a little boy. Time and space mean nothing. Only love has power. Death, where is your sting? Love is stronger even than death. For 20 years of my life, I had a best friend, Father Jimmy. He and I lived in different states, but we were inseparable. We spoke every day, visited one another, traveled together. Jimmy loved saying Mass, and we used to concelebrate Mass together when traveling. Those were precious moments. Jimmy's other passion in life was his devotion to the saints. Ask him about any saint at all, and he could tell you their whole story. He used to take me to the tombs of many saints in Europe. Father Jimmy has been dead for many years now. The last time we said Mass together was sitting on his deathbed on the anniversary of his ordination. What a beautiful moment of sharing that was. Now that he is one of the saints that he so loved, I don't miss him, because every time I say Mass at the altar, I feel his presence and know he is celebrating right along with me. That is the powerful consolation of the communion of saints. Time and space have no meaning. They are merely an illusion. The only real thing is love, and that cannot be destroyed even by death. In the early days of our country, the well-known Puritan leader John Owen lay dying, and he was dictating a letter to a friend. "Please tell him I am still in the land of the living." Then he said, "No, stop. Cross that out and write it this way. I am still in the land of the dying, but soon I will be in the land of the living." Isn't that the position we all find ourselves in? We are all in the land of the dying. From the moment of our birth, we are approaching death. It is only after transitioning to the other side that our life truly begins. Only then are we truly in the land of the living. How wonderful to realize that those already in the land of the living are connected so intimately with those of us still here in the land of the dying. Death, time, space have no power. The greatest power, the only power, is love. I believe in the communion of saints.